After a day of silence, the Conservative Party confirmed Thursday it's not ready to definitively say whether or not Canada should recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Foreign critic Erin O'Toole said he condemns statements from Palestinian leaders almost encouraging violence, but Tories want to be very deliberate and cautious about a decision on how to move forward. "We're not going to rush into any response based on the recent pronouncement of the United States, but our caucus is going to discuss it. We think it's a serious question that deserves consideration, not just a simple no like the government gave yesterday," he said. Swift reaction followed President Donald Trump's decision Wednesday that his country would recognize Jerusalem as the capital and eventually move its embassy from Tel Aviv to the contested Holy City, where much of the Israeli government is currently located. Previous American presidents promised to do so on campaign trails, but the none never did. Many of Canada's allies quickly criticized Trump's move, saying it could further prevent any progress on a peaceful settlement of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Protests almost immediately erupted in major Arab cities. Canada's own Liberal government was more muted. Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland said Jerusalem's status should result from a two-state solution, but reflecting Canada's walking on eggshells approach to Trump, didn't mention the president or his policy. As reaction poured in from across the globe, at home New Democrats quickly joined the chorus, with leader Jagmeet Singh telling reporters he thought Trump's actions were counterproductive. But Conservatives had nothing to say, despite promising a statement early in the day Wednesday. O'Toole explained the party's approach outside the House of Commons Thursday. "We consider Israel as one of our closest and most important allies, and we certainly see the city of Jerusalem as being central to the state of Israel and the Jewish faith, and there's a historic right of presence to the Jewish community in Jerusalem," he said. "We're going to talk about this with caucus to make sure that we see what all countries are doing, see the timeline the US are proposing, and talk to stakeholders about how can we make sure that it's clear Israel is a strong ally and friend of Canada but without destabilizing the situation." While the U.S. decision is currently driving the conversation, O'Toole said he wants to take a more thoughtful approach. He wouldn't answer questions about whether he personally thinks that Jerusalem should be recognized as the capital. He insisted, "I'm not dancing around anything." Trump's decision follows a campaign promise. Reports emerged more than a week ago that the announcement was being planned, and allies including the United Kingdom, Germany and France reacted preemptively with a view, in theory, to influencing the president's decision. The issue itself is far from new, and the subject of consistent lobbying from Jewish Canadian organizations. Conversations around whether Jerusalem should be recognized as Israel's capital, a move the Israeli government itself applauds, have persisted for decades. In October 1979, nearly 40 years ago, Joe Clark's progressive conservative government broke a campaign promise to move Canada's embassy to Jerusalem, citing fears of destabilization. Asked whether there's still a memory of that decision within today's Conservative Party, O'Toole said, "I think there is.